What is up, guys? David here from Overland Nomad, and let's get right into this video. So I'm getting some new tires on my 1994 Toyota pickup, aka the Nomad. And before I pull these tires off, I kind of wanted to give you a little review, my 2 cents on this tire, because it seems that a lot of people online either hate them or love them. And I've had a lot of people online over the years and friends asking me what I think about them and should they pull the trigger and buy some. So I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on them. Stay tuned. So this video is not to be bashing this company, but I'm gonna give you my 2 cents and what I've seen personally and read and seen online, so you guys are aware of it, okay? So the tires I'm talking about are these are treadwrights, and these happen to be the Guard Dog mud terrains. These are 315 by 75 16s. And back in the day, treadwright sent me these tires for free to just have them on my truck and kind of, because I post stuff on Instagram and whatnot. So I did get that sent a while back, but I'm gonna be very honest with you guys on what I think about them. I've already had these tires for 5 years, and this truck it's my adventure rig. It's not my daily driver. So these tires haven't really seen a lot of miles. You know, for 5 years, they're still pretty good, as you can tell. Tread on them are pretty good. They've held up. As a tire, yeah, they're noisy. They're very noisy. Probably the most noisiest tire I've owned. I've had BFGs, I've had Nitos, Falcons, and these are the noisiest so far. But again, these are mud terrain. I mean, they're a very aggressive tire. They're very heavy tire, and that's just part of it, of owning a mud terrain, 35-inch mud terrain. It's pretty common to have you know, noise, but I will say these are louder than usual. And I personally really like them. I like the look of them, and they're pretty simple, and I like the tread. And one thing I really appreciate about treadwright is that they're made in Houston, Texas, and it's my home state is Texas, so I really appreciate that they're kind of local. I mean, I don't live close to Houston that close, but you know, they're made in Texas. I appreciate that. Performance-wise, I haven't had any issues whatsoever on the road, on the highway, off-road. Never have they let me down. Okay, and I know you're probably wondering, like, when am I gonna go over the bad stuff? I'm gonna go over the bad stuff in a bit, okay, guys? Just hold on. I want to give you what I really, my experiences have been with these tires. And I did have them on a 3rd gen 4Runner, and that got sold, and then it got sold again to my buddy Juan, and he had issues with the tires. He had the same Guard Dogs, but on 33s, and his had issues with the inner wall of his tire. Just a big bulge appeared, so he had to replace that tire and then just replace all of them. And he didn't go with treadwrights, he went with something else. But one thing that people are attracted to treadwrights are the fact that they're very affordable. They're a lot cheaper than your name brand. So, you know, you got tires like these, and I'll put the price right below. And I'll put the price on these. These are the new tires I'm getting. These are the Nito Recon Grapplers, same size. And I'll put the price down below on these. And yeah, people are attracted to the prices. And again, I've had these tires for 5 years. This is my adventure rig. I've driven these tires to Hidden Falls Adventure Park. I've driven to Big Bend with this humongous camper in the back of it back in the day. I don't do that anymore. And I've been to the beach. I've been everywhere with them and haven't had any issues. They perform really well. But again, this isn't my daily driver. So let's talk about issues that people usually have with treadwrights. The main factor, the reason why I'm assuming that they're a lot cheaper than your regular tires or name brand tires, are the fact that these tires are remolded. And basically what they do is they get an old tire and they just strip it all down, and they go through the inside, they rebeat it, they do everything. They put tread on them, they put their branding on them, and that's their tire now. And people usually confuse it with a retread, and I'm no tire expert, but from what treadwright would tell me back in the day was that no, it's not a retread, it's a remold. Okay, so leave down in the comments down below if you're an expert. I know I'm assuming it's a different process, but again, I'm no expert. So that's the thing that they do. And if you're wondering their whole process, I think it's on treadwright's YouTube channel. I know you can see the whole process. I've watched that video years ago on how they do it and all that. So go on their Facebook or YouTube, and check it out, or maybe on their website. That's usually the beef that they have of these tires. So a lot of people kind of hate on them, saying that they're retreads. Now to the negative part of the video. So my own experience, I had a 3rd gen 4Runner and I sold it, and then that guy sold it to my friend Juan. He had treadwrights on his that I put on there. There were 33-inch treadwrights, and the inner wall of his rear passenger bloated like a balloon. So he had to replace that tire, and then he just went ahead and replaced them all. Those tires must have been like 3 years old, 2 to 3 years old, and that 4Runner was my daily driver, and I did put some miles on those tires, just normal wear and tear miles, just around town, to the beach, some highway. So that was one experience. That was a little disappointing. The second thing I've seen online that has proof is one of the YouTube channels that I follow, Trail Recon. He's a Jeep YouTuber guy, and he does adventure videos too, overlanding and all that. And there's one video that he did a few years ago that he goes to Mexico, and when he crosses into Mexico, he's driving in town, he has an issue with his tire. And he shows you in the video, he doesn't say the brand of the tire, but you can clearly see it's a treadwright. The tread just kind of like, it's just like bubbly. I don't know how to describe it, but like he says in the video, it comes off the band or whatever you want to call it. So I saw that, and I don't think he goes back to treadwrights after that. And because again, you don't want to have a risky situation like that when you're on the road, when you're out in Mexico, out of all places, you want to have an issue like that. That's something you got to think about. One of the things I have read is that their customer service is great. From what I've read, I've never contacted them, but I've read that when people have issues with the tire, they'll send you another tire right away. And I know on Instagram, there was someone I followed, I remember he had issues with them, and treadwright wouldn't warranty the tires. Who knows what happened there. So I've heard mixed reactions regarding warranty and customer service. But one thing that I personally, let me wait for that plane to fly. Personally, one thing I wouldn't want to happen to me is I have some sort of catastrophic failure, like let's say on the highway, and the tire goes out and I have an accident. You know, I don't want my truck ruined. I don't want my own health to be in danger. Again, that's just worst case scenario. I'm sure all tire brands have issues once in a while. But personally, I've seen it once on treadwrights, and then I've seen it on videos. So those are the bad stories. And if you go on their Facebook page, read the comments whenever they post stuff, you'll see people loving them, saying, hey, my treadwrights are awesome. I've put 50,000 miles on them. No issues. That's awesome. And then I've seen some of the people say, hey, like, why aren't you replying to my messages? I've emailed you regarding this and that. So there's always mixed reactions when it comes to treadwrights. And again, this video is not to bash them. I've had good experiences with my treadwrights on this pickup. So yeah, I just want to give you guys what I've seen online and be truthful and honest from what I've personally seen and I've read. All right, to conclude this video, should you buy treadwrights? Well, I would say it's up to you. Do some research, watch more videos on YouTube. I'm sure you're watching this video because you're thinking about buying them, maybe not. But yeah, do some research online and see what other people have said about them. Again, this pickup hasn't had any issues. It's not a daily driver. If you're gonna have, if you're if you have a trail rig or something, you're planning to just trailer to the off-road park or whatever, then I would say treadwrights are pretty good for that. It's kind of like the situation with this one, but to be really honest with you guys, being super honest, and that's because I was sponsored by Treadwright 5 years ago or so. They sent me these tires for free. Is would I put them on my daily driver? And I would have to say no. I'd rather not risk any issues with them, and that's just my honest truth. Just, I don't know, just put it out there. But like I have my 81 Toyota pickup that's in the shop right now. That one's gonna be kind of a trail rig. I'd probably slap some on there on that one. I wouldn't mind getting some for that one. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Again, do some research. You know, don't just take my word for it. Get other people that's had them. I've seen some videos that are positive, that some guys have put a lot of miles on their rigs and they're fine. And so yeah, just do some research, guys. And I think that's it for this video. I need to get going, so we'll see you guys.